Introducing New York's exciting new film fair. The World Film Fair is a global platform that gives access to distribution companies, production companies, and investors from all over the globe, with a focus on upcoming new talents in the film industry. Coming October 26th through the 31st, 2018, to the New York Expo Center. A week-long event suitable for all film industry professionals and enthusiasts. Introducing a gala dinner attended by Hollywood stars, red carpet, and award ceremony. Coming in 2019 to Madrid, London, and Hong Kong. Are you ready, New York?
Hello, and welcome to Stage, Screen, and In Between. I'm Helen. My special guest today is actor, writer, producer, and star, Dennis Cabrini. Dennis, it's so good to have you on my show today.
Thank you for having me today, Helen.
Yes. Isn't it exciting? There's going to be a whole new, brand new World Film Fair, right?
Yeah. It's very exciting, and it's something new coming to the city. It's a great opportunity for distribution companies and anybody in the film industry. There's going to be a lot of things going on.
Yeah. So people that are looking to buy films, or if you're an actor, you want to show a film, if you're a producer, it's finished films, and this is the first of its kind. Am I right?
First of its kind here in New York. Yeah, it's a big thing, and it's exciting. They do these things globally around the world. Yeah. So
next year it's going to be Tokyo, London, and another location. But Dennis, tell everybody what movie you have that's going to be in it.
Right. The film I have is High Hopes 2, A New Beginning. It's a sequel to an original High Hopes film, and it's really a pilot for a TV series that I'm trying to promote. I hope to be making more episodes this summer, and this will be premiering at the World Film Fair, and I'm excited about it. It's a competition. We're looking to win. We won outstanding performance by a cast at the Hollywood Dreams Film Festival.
Outstanding cast performance.
The runner-up is The Operative, John L. Ferry, and the winner is High Hopes 2.
I want to thank my cinematographer, Andrew Schwartz, Catherine Briding, and Helen Proimos, who came here with me and to see how we did in the festival. I want to thank first and foremost God. I want to thank Dell for choosing us, and there's one other person I want to dedicate this award to, and it's my son Peter, who's 35 years old and has been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And this is for my son Peter and my parents.
I want to thank the festival for this wonderful award and the recognition. This is a beautiful festival. The quality of the films that I have seen is really outstanding, and I'm honored to be here with all of you, and I'm so proud to have won.
After seeing the incredible films that I saw at this festival, I have to say that this is a real honor. Thank you.
We had 5 nominations all told. Myself and Robert DeBotto were nominated for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor, and it was just really exciting. We also won the New Filmmakers Film Festival, and we got nominated for several other awards at the Long Island Film Festival. Helen was nominated for Best Actress, and I was...
I happened to be in it.
Right.
I'm his boss, and I kick his A.
Yep. Yes, Helen actually in a very funny scene. She's my boss. My character's a cab driver who aspires to be an actor, and he's running out of time because he's getting old. And he gets into a fight with his boss, who's Helen, and Helen punches me in the face and knocks me out. And then I threaten to sue her unless she has a fight with me in a boxing form, and if I win, she's got to give me my job back. If I don't drive the cab, I have no other way of making a living, Of course, I never thought.
So the climax is actually what happens in the boxing ring, But there are other little scenarios that are going on in that movie. He's having trouble with his landlord. He's having a problem with his wife. He can't get ahead. He's having trouble with his daughter and his family life. Yeah. So he's a guy that's down on his luck. But the audience, I feel, roots for you, don't you think, Dennis?
Well, I had gotten a pretty good review actually in a festival in Mexico where they said my character is actually like an unlikable person, but by the end you kind of like him and start rooting for him because nobody could have that much bad luck. Right.
And this World Film Fair is going to have a gala dinner and it's going to have a red carpet, and we had the same thing when we went to Las Vegas for the Hollywood Dreams Film Festival.
Fantastic.
Wasn't that
Yes.
fantastic?
That was great.
So I'm really looking to this World Film Fair because this is going to be in Manhattan. What is the location for that again?
It's going to be at the New York Expo Center. Okay. And it's October 26th to October 31st.
Now, how can other people get into it? First, tell everybody how you got High Hopes 2 into it, and then explain to our audience how they can get their film into it.
Okay, well, I had been selected to be in the New York State Film Festival, and then New York State ended up merging with this World Film Fair because it's a much bigger venue and everything, and so they merged with that, and I got invited to submit, and they submitted my film. We're one of the first films accepted into the festival, so that's an exciting thing too. And the other people, if you have films and you'd like to get them in, you can go to Without a Box or Film Freeway and submit. They're still taking submissions. I don't know what the deadline is, so my advice would be if you have a film and you want it in there, do it ASAP.
So, Dennis, tell everybody, what was it like? Because you actually wrote the the screenplay for High Hopes 2, A New Beginning. You're the star of it, and you put other very good talent in because you cast it as well, really. Right. You have Judy Prianti and Cheryl Metrick and Catherine Briding and Rosemary, Bob D'Abato, Dale Killian, and Sal Ranella, and to name a few people that are in it. So what is it like to actually write something and put yourself as the main character? Why did you do that?
Well, I did that. I mean, you could sort of take it back to the days of somebody like, I always was inspired by Sylvester Stallone. They told him, well, he didn't have it. He didn't have the right look. He didn't have this. He didn't have that. So he wrote Rocky, and the rest tells itself. Starting a lot later than Stallone did, but I always fancied myself a writer, and actually I was just playing around. I wrote the script, and a lot of my friends loved it. They said, hey, we got to make this movie, But we didn't really have the money, so we did it on a shoestring budget, and we won a couple of awards with the first film, and so we did very well, and so people wanted there to be a sequel. Along the way, a couple of life gets in the way. It took a while to do the second one, but now I really what I want to do is get 8 episodes out there, hopefully have them filmed completely this year, and then go to a network and see if we can get distribution and put ourselves on TV.
So so many people can actually pick up an iPhone or buy very good camera equipment, readily at the neighborhood stores now and make a film. How important is it, do you think, to have the right equipment and crew and lighting, etc.?
The right equipment is very important. I think I was very fortunate. I had gotten a kid fresh out of school, Hofstra Film School, Andrew Schwartz, and he was just an excellent professional filmmaker. I think he's headed to much more a very successful career, and he had
Not only can he shoot it, but he can edit it.
Oh, he could, he can edit it, and he's got a good eye. He knows how to pick certain things out. Very professional. When with him, it was never about, like I said, we had a shoestring budget. It was never about the money. He wanted to put out as best product as he possibly could, and he's won a lot of awards with his own films, a lot of short films, and he's doing very well. He's got a film out there, Cabinet in the Woods, and he's garnered like maybe 20 nominations, and he's won like 9 or 10 of them. So he's just done fantastic, and he's a great talent. We were fortunate to have him. It's good to surround yourself with good people. When I wrote the script, I wrote it with certain people in mind that I knew were actors, like the part for Helen. I wrote that part with Helen in mind. So Helen casted for that just because I seen her in a play, and she was very good. What was the name of that play?
Actually, I was a lead in Don't Drink the Water, which is a Woody Allen piece.
Right, yeah.
And he met me in the audience after my performance, and he said, I really wanted you for the movie. I had you in mind, but now I'm definitely sure. So for people that do theater work, that's important to know that, you can be seen.
Right, yeah. And, like I said, I had Helen in mind anyway. I've met Helen in acting class many years ago, but when I saw her in Don't Drink the Water, she blew me away, said, that's the boss, and so that's how that came about. A lot of the other actors, I knew them, and I wrote parts sort of specifically for them. Judy Prianti, Bob D'Abato, who, like I said, we both won nominations for Best Actor, we got incredible chemistry, and it's like everybody loves that scene we do, and it's casting is important, and you have to know what you're casting. What I do though is I create characters that surround myself with people I know. One of the things I did with High Hopes that a lot of people won't know is I took a lot of stuff from my childhood. I grew up on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. We filmed the Tompkins Square Park, where I used to hang out with my buddy Eric. Eric played the character Eric in the film, who was Helen's employee, and unfortunately Eric passed away a year later, and always when I post this film, I mention Eric and send out a shout out to Eric up in heaven, and I hope one day he and I will be playing stickball again up in the clouds. But he was a great asset to the film as well. And but I took things from my childhood. Even like there's the culmination of my love scene with my wife takes place at the East River Drive Park under the Brooklyn Bridge, and that wasn't by accident. As a kid, I used to run around the East River Park. I played baseball there. I played handball there, and I took elements from my own life and like put them there. Some of it just because it was sentimental to me, but I think it helped give the type of feeling that I wanted.
Well, they say write what you know, so you knew your childhood. Let's take a break and show everybody the trailer. High Hopes 2: A New Beginning.
Wow, isn't that Ron Jeremy? That ugly porn star? No, that's Danny DeVito.
My name is Danny Valentino, and ever since I can remember, I wanted to be an actor. All my friends, they thought I was crazy. I don't look like an actor.
You're just wasting your time going on to this audition. Look at that hack license. Look at that picture. Man, you're some ugly dude, I'll tell you.
And after 25 years of trying to make it in show business, I have to question whether I even have the talent.
Now I see why your acting career never took off. What a horrible performance. The last time I ever saw anybody perform that badly was, let me see, you on your honeymoon.
Pursuing this career has caused me nothing but trouble.
I think your acting has gone to your brain.
With my landlord.
Why would I want to make a bet with you?
I'll tell you why, because I just came from the police station and turned myself in.
Oh, you got a deal, moron.
With my wife, because I'm never home. And when I am, I'm drooling over my neighbors, the Tintinellis. It seems like trouble just as a way of finding me. To make ends meet, I drive a taxi cab. Recently, my boss knocked me out. And then she fired me. So in order to get my job back, I offered her a proposition. I challenge you to a 3-round boxing match.
I accept your challenge, Big Mouth.
So now, I gotta fight a woman to get my job back. I must be crazy. And that's not the only fight I have on my hands. The police are after me. The only constants in my life are that everybody thinks I'm a loser.
You're a loser. Loser.
Maybe I should just give up. What's wrong with me? Why does a guy with no looks, no talent, and no luck think he can make it as an actor? All I know is I'm not going to give up.
I may be a loser, but I've never been a quitter.
I'm not going to let go of my dream. I'm not going to let go of my high hopes.
That is so funny, Dennis. You did a great job. High hopes, too. Now, tell our audience, where are you going with the next in the series of High Hopes?
Well, I don't know if I totally want to give that away, but it starts.
You don't have to.
Well, I'll give you. It starts out with. See, the thing with my character Danny is he does have bad luck, and he's also abrasive. So the two things create situations in his life. So he ends up in the second episode, he has an opportunity to star in a TV series. So it picks up with him starring in the TV series. And all I can say is, as in everything else in his life, he got fired from the cab job. He's going to get fired from this TV show, even though it's a hit, you know?
But you don't know how.
Yeah. And then he's kind of back to square one, you know? And now it's a little bit tricky because here's a guy that everyone in the neighborhood knows is a loser. He moves away to I got this really glitzy apartment, $3 million apartment that a friend of mine has, and he's living there, and now all of a sudden he's got to go back to the old neighborhood. And when people see him at first, they go, "Hey, Danny, what are you slumming it? You coming back to the hood?" And Danny's not saying it. He's got to go back to try to live in the hood.
Yeah. So when you write, do you need to be quiet? Do you need a lot of time? Do you write in spurts? What's your technique?
My technique is that I just start to think about, I have a basic concept that I create just thinking and brainstorming. And then what I do is I just sit down and my characters come to life. So when I write something, I don't even know what they're going to say. So in other words, there's me, I say something to Bob, let's say, or Malik or someone, and then they reply back to me. I write the dialogue as if it's really happening. Mm-hmm. So I make it very real to who the characters are and to what that situation is, you know. And
what's your time frame to get everything done? Well, how about the next? What would it be? High Hopes 3, right?
High Hopes 3. It's going to be a TV series, so I don't know if I got to keep going with the numbers, but I probably will at this point, you know. And then if we get picked up, we can change some of that. But my framework is I'm writing something right now, but each episode flows into the other. So hopefully, when I start filming, even if we got to do it every weekend or whatever, get this whole thing completely filmed by the end of the year, and then bring it. I might YouTube it first, the whole series, and then try to sell it. But it depends. It depends on what's out there and what the opportunities are. And I'm hoping at World Film Fair, maybe somebody's going to like us and pick us up.
Yeah, that would be great. Now, and I was going to mention, because all this to make a movie is not free. How do you go about getting your funding?
Well, people have various methods. I've pretty much funded a good portion of it myself, and I've had some of my cast funded because they want to be in the film. A lot of people use Indiegogo as a way to raise money, or they go out, they do networking, they meet people, they show their trailers. You put your trailer out there, you put your information out there, or whatever. I don't like asking people for money. I think if the film's going to happen, it's going to happen. However, if anyone's interested in helping us in any way, working on the set, helping us promote it or whatever, you can take a look at Helen's webpage, or like the High Hopes webpage, or my page, Dennis Cabrini, and also I have an Indiegogo page, and you can take a look over there, so you can actually look at several things to keep a look at us. I do also have Twitter and all that other stuff. The truth is, I don't know how to use any of it. I'm not the most computer literate, which...
Yeah, you can find information that will be coming up about when will be, a show with Dennis on it, or, of course, we'll be filming at the World Film Fair, etc., and periodically. But if you go to the Facebook page for the show, Stage, Screen, and In Between with Helen, and like the page, you'll not only see what's coming up next week on the episodes, but also what's going on with High Hopes 2 and with the World Film Fair, etc., because I do post information that's of interest.
Yes, and you'll see that as well. I guess you can look at the Indiegogo page and see how we're doing as far as coming up with what we need to make the film happen, you know?
So now, the name of the show is Stage, Screen, and In Between. So other than writing and producing and starring in movies, what else do you do? What's your livelihood?
My livelihood is I'm a psychotherapist, and I have a private practice in Belmore, New York, and I'm also a specialist in substance abuse. I've taught at Queens College people, in the area of substance abuse, and so that's my day job is being being a psychotherapist, and I've been doing it for a while, and I've had some interesting jobs. I was once clinical. I was the clinical supervisor of mental health for several prisons in Rikers Island, so I've got a diverse background. I've done work in a lot of different areas.
So do you feel that you draw on some of your experience with people when you write? It becomes part of what's in your brain?
Well, absolutely. I think every writer does. And the thing I think that makes High Hopes unique is most writers, it appears to me, come from backgrounds where they had a little bit of affluence or whatever. So they write stories about people that are more upscale and people that have really glitzy jobs and everything. I'm a guy who grew up in the ghetto with projects in New York City. I write about things from a different side of life, because I don't think you see enough of that, and so my thing's more about like the working class person, the person who struggles, the person that doesn't have money, and in the film industry you see too much of the other thing. Everybody's an architect, everybody's a doctor, everybody's a lawyer, so I write about working class people, and I think that gives us sort of a unique quality, because you say, hey, not everybody's perfect. I don't have perfect characters. Not everybody looks like a model or a superstar. I mean, look at me. And that's part of the idea of my thing, too, is, well, what do you do if you want to be an actor and you look like me? You're starting out with a problem.
So for people that don't know, sometimes people say, well, you made movies. I never saw your movie in the movie theater. But they are in film festivals. How important is it for people to attend film festivals, and how important is it for you as a filmmaker to be accepted into a film festival?
Well, film festivals are a venue to get yourself out there, and it's not entirely true. I've been in pretty big movie theaters, so there's our film itself has been on the big screen all over, and and I have had some experience. This isn't my first rodeo. It's my first rodeo writing my own film, but I've done film work and I've been on the big screen. As a matter of fact, one time I was at the movie theater seeing a film I was in, which is now, why is the name escaping me? But it's a kind of funny story. And I'm at the movie theater and I'm leaving, and I get a call from my daughter. My daughter was at the movies with her friend, and she goes, "Dad, I didn't know you were in that movie." Suddenly you pop up on the screen, and it's just, and the scene is me. You just see me, and she goes, "Oh my God!" My friend goes, "Isn't that your father?" So something like that makes it fun and makes it exciting, and but so and I've been on a lot of TV work too, so on television. So it's always I'm an actor who's not crazy about seeing. I want to be in the films. I like to act, but I hate looking at myself.
Yeah. So, a lot of actors feel that way. They don't mind doing the work, but they don't want to see what's actually up there. So how important is it for you to have a following? For people to really, for buzz to get going, and for people to say, "Hey, I like that, and I want to see the next thing." How important is that?
I think it's very important, and unfortunately, I'm not very good at picking up a lot of I had like 10,000 hits on my initial trailer and everything. But the fact is, I don't know because I'm not really computer savvy. I don't get the amount of followers I think I really deserve and I really should have because I don't know how to. So I'm telling all of you out there, please look me up and give me a like and follow me and everything else. There's a Twitter. There's my Facebook page, Dennis Cabrini. There's High Hopes 2 Facebook page, and there's Helen's Stage Screen in between. Give us likes all over the place.
It's Stage Screen and in between with Helen. You have to put the with Helen in.
Oh, with the Helen in. Okay. But the thing is, I need all the help I can get to to get this thing out there. See the trailer, see if you like it, follow the film, come see us at the World Film Fair, and please like us and keep an eye on us because I think we got something good and something different. And
it's going places. But you know what's important? You want everybody to know about it, and you want people to see it. Otherwise, as some would say, what's the point? But it's important to have something that's very good, even if a lot of people might not know yet. And I feel that High Hopes 2: A New Beginning is very good, and the following will come,
Yeah. Well, thank you. I hope that's the case. Like I said, this is a different type of story, and it's just one. It's about ordinary people trying to achieve. The reason the title of the film is High Hopes. It's about the one thing about the character Danny is he never gives up. It's about having a dream and never giving up, even when all the odds are stacked against you. It's kind of a Rocky story about a cab driver who wants to be an actor. Yeah. And that's really what it's about. And I always, being a kid who grew up poor, I think that dreams are very important to you when you're poor, and so I've always aspired to reach beyond myself, like I wasn't the greatest student in the world, but I got this fancy degree, and I do work helping people and everything, but I've come a long way from my humble beginnings, living in a railroad tenement on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and then in the projects. But I believe in dreams, and High Hopes is about having a dream. And if you believe in having a dream, you should check it out.